What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, thanks for tuning in. So today's video is going to be somewhat of an odd video, I think. As you can tell, sitting in the truck letting it warm up. I'm about to head over to the shop again. Haven't been there in quite a while. Haven't taken you guys there in quite a while. I figure it's time to give a little bit of an update. For those of you that have been around for a while, you know we started an F450 Cummins Swap project quite a while back. I don't know how many months ago it was. The whole quarantine type thing kind of really slowed things down. Haven't been able to get over there, but there has been some work done on it. So I figure I'll probably give you a bit of an update on that since I'm going to be going over there. Then I think my uncle and my cousin are pulling the motor out of a boat or something. Not entirely sure. Like I said, this video is probably going to be a mix of a couple different things. So I figured I'd take you guys along, give you guys a midweek update, and we'll see what happens. So let's head over to the shop. Alright, made it to the shop, and it is a full house this afternoon. It's always pretty full in here, but like I said, got a boat up front there, getting the engine pulled on that. Alex, what's the engine, a 454?
454.
Big block?
Big block.
So pulling the 454 on that to get out and get rebuilt while we're working on this thing. A little bit different from the last time you saw it. I think the last time you saw it, this thing was still parked out on the side of the shop and the motor was on a stand. A little bit different. We'll get a quick look at what's gone down since you guys last saw it. I think I posted a video of the first fire up of this thing. I'm not sure. If I didn't, I'll probably post it here or put it up here so you guys can see it. Even if you didn't see it, maybe I'll put it up here anyways. But we did the first fire up on it, fired up great, purred like a kitten, sounded amazing, which is always good. First fire up on a fully rebuilt engine. It's always a little nerve-wracking, but it worked out well. So, trying to think of everything that's gone down since you last saw it. Got this bracket on the side here so that we can use the Ford AC compressor, Ford alternator. Don't know the name of the guy that made this, but it is a guy, I think, out of Colorado. We found him on the Cummins Tech Facebook page. If you're interested in it, it's a super high quality looking piece. Fit great. Should be nice. It looks nice. The machining on it is pretty sweet. Don't mind the ugly alternator. But nice bracket there. Got the turbo mounted up with the 3rd gen manifold. None of the exhaust is fabbed up on it yet. As you guys saw earlier, this is a VE 24 valve Cummins. It does pretty much bolt right up. A couple things to do with the front cover and the factory 24 valve lines, or factory 24 valve fuel lines, bolt right into place with some adapter sleeves on the back of the VE pumps. But other than that, not a super hard thing to do. There were a ton of people that asked why we're doing a VE24 valve instead of a P-pump 24 valve. And basically this is not a dream truck that we're trying to build. This is a two-wheel drive F450 service truck. It's going to have like a 10 or 11 foot bed on it, and it's going to be used for work. It's not going to be a show truck by any means. It's not going to be making a ton of power. It's meant to be a good, reliable workhorse. So that's why we ended up going with the VE pump instead of the P pump. We're saving the P pump engines over there for a better project truck. So this is kind of our practice truck anyways. There's still a ton more to do. We're still debating on whether we're going to modify the wiring harness ourselves or send it out to power stroke conversion specialists. They can totally do it and provide a fully adapted engine harness to plug in, but it's $800 to do. So we haven't decided yet. We have the fuel lines that we need to run. Well, here's a good question for you guys. So everyone we've seen online says not to use the factory. Most people we see online say not to use the factory pump on the frame rail, the factory lift pump on the frame rail to feed these trucks because they pump at too high of pressure. But when we look it up on all the Ford information, I think the pump shows 10 to 20 psi, which should be totally fine to feed as a lift pump. So if any of you guys have any good knowledge on that, feel free to leave it down below. Because right now our plan is to use the factory lift pump. Everything we see from Ford says it should be at a low enough pressure to work just fine, which makes our lives a little bit easier. We just have to route the final bit of fuel lines from right about there up to the VE pump, instead of going everything back to the tank and figuring out from there. So I think that's the plan for that. One of the issues on this side is going to be the downpipe coming off of the turbo for the exhaust. The transmission dipstick isn't in the truck right now, but it basically comes up right in front of the downpipe, or where it would be. So we're going to have to cut and fab up the downpipe a little bit. This is the Ford one, and the flange fits up perfectly, but we're going to have to do a little bit of modification on how to get that in. We'll see. It's going to be a bit of trial and error. I did just watch a video of a guy that has basically finished his F450 dually four-wheel drive Cummins Swap. I can't remember the name of his channel, but I'll link it down below or show it down below. He has a lot of really good information on this stuff. But that's going to be one of the challenges on this side. Should be pretty awesome, though. I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but the reason we're going with the Ford AC, or we got the bracket to use the Ford AC compressor, is so that we can use the factory lines and we don't have to cut and modify and adapt the lines to go from the Dodge compressor to the Ford receiving end of it. We should be able to keep it all factory on that end. Should be pretty nice. Same thing with the alternator. This is the billet plate from DCS. Yeah, DCS, Diesel Conversion Specialist. That is their billet adapter plate. Bolted on great. Seems to be fitting just as it should. Everything mounts up. Yeah, I don't think there's too much more to say about it other than we're continuing to work. Let's go take a look at the boat, see what's going on over there. Here's a look at the boat. Peep, old Red sitting out front. It's a pretty big old girl. How big is this boat?
24 and a half.
24 and a half foot boat, 454 motor. She was a beast when she was running right, but obviously time to pull the engine and rebuild it, get her all nice and freshened up. Hasn't been on the water in quite a while, so it'd be good to get 4.5 years. It hasn't been on the water. Sitting away, looking pretty in the yard. So it'll be nice to get this done, get it all rebuilt, and of course, don't have enough projects around here, so might as well throw another one in the mix. For the most part, we're getting the 454 out so we can send it to the machine shop and get it done while we're working on this. So try not to, I guess, multitask. So maybe I'll set you guys up on time lapse and watch the motor come out when that time comes. All right, engine's coming along. I get to sit here and watch them work. It's always nice. figured out what the problem was. Got the exhaust manifolds off, and they were full of milk or oil and coolant. So it's either a blown head gasket or a cracked head, based on the fact that it was still running all right when it was parked or docked. We're guessing it's a blown head gasket, but needless to say, the engine needed to come out. Well, guys, we found the issue. It wasn't a head gasket. Got a cracked block right there, right there. So the block is toast. We won't be rebuilding this one. Looks like we'll be trying to find a new one. Shouldn't be too bad, but not what we were hoping to find. You can see, even after the cylinders were wiped out, nasty, nasty stuff. But block is toast, and it's raining. Wonderful, wonderful Oregon weather. But it's just about ready to come out. I'm not sure we'll get to it tonight. I think we're going to call it a night. Like I said, the block on the 454 is toast. Totally cracked. So scrap that one. We'll go off, find another one. Yeah, calling it a night. We're going to go grill up some steaks, relax a little bit, get back to the work day tomorrow. I know this is kind of one of the odd videos. It doesn't relate to almost anything we've been doing. Got a quick update on the 450 for you guys, so I guess there's that. But it's kind of nice to get a video where I don't have to spend a bunch of money for you guys. So that's always nice. Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Just kind of one of the days in the life around here, working on random stuff. Probably try to incorporate more of this stuff as the channel gets bigger, just showing what goes on around here. So if you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, question or comment, leave it down below. Catch you guys on the next video.